Okay, I think we are live. We are live. Give me 2 seconds. If you can see me, drop a comment down below. Just let me know how you're getting on. I'm just going to change this banner quickly. Get it right, Tom. So there we go. Hey, cool. So I'll give you an update on today's sales figures or this week's sales figures. Let me just kind of get them loaded up, and also as well, I'll give you an idea on purchasing. This is kind of like we've pretty much stopped purchasing for Q4 related products. So Christmas things for Christmas we're stopping now. But what we will do is we will continue purchasing, and the things we're buying now will be ready for Q1. That's a really important point. So give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to load up actually two screenshots, get it right, Tom, of what we've done sales-wise, not sales, profitability, purchasing-wise for the last, 1 second, screen share. I'm just going to load up now. If you guys have got questions, drop me down a thing down below, but I'll show you it as well. So share, can I drop that in? That's fine, there you go. So I'll come back to that in a second. I'll show you my purchases and everything for a second, so just remove that out. But I'll show you those in a minute. And if you are here, do drop a comment down below. I'm just going to make sure we are live. If you're joining on Instagram, also I'm here. Next week, I'm going to be in Cancun. I'm really looking forward to some nice, beautiful, all-inclusive beach time. That's going to be really, really good. So if you've got any kind of questions, let me know. I can obviously see you as well if you are on Instagram. I will show you that in a second. But let me know if you've got any questions, drop them down below. But I'm going to show you in a minute. Let me just kind of go through. Can you get it right, Tom? Here we go. Fantastic. So if you're on Instagram, I can see it. You're down there. Hi, mate. Jazz J97. Hi, mate. Just found your channel. Hope you're well. I'm good. Jazz J97. Let me know. And by the way, you're on Instagram. I can see you down here. Look, right there. See that? I can see you. Let me know if you've got any questions or anything. But obviously, if you don't know, I do online arbitrage. We do USA 1 million and UK about 3.4 million. I'll show you the stats. Let's have a quick look. I've not seen the stats for today in regards to sales-wise. I don't have the USA on my phone, but I do have the UK. The reason is I don't sign into both accounts on the same phone. I prefer not to be linked. So you can kind of see here, that's the sales figures for the last 30 days. So 254,000 in the UK. US won't be like that. It's not as high. Let's just kind of go through 7 days, and obviously we're still in the UK now. Kind of okay. I am technically 40% down on last year, but I just want to say I'm more profitable now than I was last year. Like, I'm very happy with that. Last year we did a lot of revenue. This month last year, I did 400,000 in sales, which is incredible. We might do about 250, 300, I reckon. See how it goes. I want to just drop in, guys. If you've got questions, drop them down below. Jazz J97 over on Instagram, which I'm watching over here, by the way, that way. Good to see you as well. I just want to kind of talk through. So if I screen share, let's add to screen. Let's turn off the banners, and let's turn off. I'm not very good at this. There we go. I'm going to turn off these overlays so you can still see me. Hi guys, I'm here, and I'll turn off this comment as well. So can you see here? I'm going to kind of show this to you. Let me load this up, and you can see. Woohoo! You can see my mouse. So that's right. I should have probably done a little bit of thing. Can I get rid of that? No, I can't get that. That's the other one. That's USA. So if you want to see, I'll kind of give you some ideas of the numbers we looked at this week. So basically, if you want to know my UK business, we separate them by purchasing manager of teams, which works really well. We find that works really well. And so in the UK, total stock purchase today, so this is today's number, you can see that there, we're looking at 12,400. We did a 24.1% ROI. We'll come at about 20% ROI. So not huge, but this week's been a really good week. I think it's a new record week. I'm hashtag excited. We did 82,659 in purchases. And we expect to make, if it all sells at 25, we'll make 20 grand gross profit, 21 grand gross profit. I don't think we will. I think we'll probably get 20%. That's what we average about. So we generally see purchases around the 25%, and we'll get down to 20. That's about 21,000. And also say total cash back about 1,340. So UK business, really, really happy with that. Guys, if you've got questions, drop them down below. I will what's the answer? Let's jump over to USA business. Undo that one. So USA ultimate sourcing sheet. So £23,000 got dollars, sorry, get it right, to invest at the beginning of the week. We had a target to hit 5,000. The team are pretty good. So what happened is, this is today's figures. I'm not too worried about that, but this is the weekend. So purchase value, they spent 22,000, and then expected gross profit is going to be $8,000, nearly $9,000. I'm really happy with that. And ROI 38.84. I think we'll probably convert around about 30 to 35, maybe. So that's pretty good. Cashback's really low, 22.2 or 20.2, 226. That's something we really need to watch for. I'm not like, I think there's an error, like we're just not doing enough in cashback right now. That's a big problem. So let's kind of go through. Let me know if you're doing cashback and how you're getting on with it in the USA down below. But hey, I'm going to drop off this. We'll put on my nice banners again for you guys, so you can see it all. And obviously, I'll jump over to your questions. I appreciate there's a lot of questions coming in, so I just want to say a big thank you. So Jazz J97 over on Instagram. And by the way, if you guys are on Instagram, I can see you right here. Give me 2 seconds. He's asked, wow, I currently do FBA, OA, and RA. Best way to start with you. I have 1K budget. I've booked a Zoom call for tomorrow. Fantastic. Yeah, so if you're like, not so much like we do the Seller Academy, we're closed at the moment, but I do think just kind of get selling, by the way, within Fast Track FBA Seller Academy or Fast Track FBA, we do leads, we do VAs, we do VA 2.0, we do the USS, and then ultimately we do the Seller Academy, which goes live like every few months. So we've done 2 waves so far. So lots of really good. I actually just recorded a testimonial video with some guys who just hit their first 6-figure month in sales because of all the work that we've done with them. So really, really happy with that. But Jazz, honestly, well done for where you're at. Keep going and have that call with my team tomorrow, even if you go do the VA Academy 2.0. So if you're here, I'm Jack Reese and West Coast Flips has joined as well. Let's jump over to the questions on here. Warren, when sourcing, is there a certain level of demand your VAs look for? Yeah, like we'll probably look for and think about 5 sales per month as a general rule. UK was only that. US is a little bit higher, probably like 10 sales a month, but not exactly. We'll still go to 5. The one thing I should say is I'm not so much interested about the listing sales. I'm interested in the sales that I'm going to get. So if there are 5 people competing on the buy box and the listing selling 10 sales per month, well, 10 sales per month divided by 5 is pretty bad. So I probably would, it'd be 2 per month. So I probably wouldn't do that. So really, I'm just interested in the sales I'm going to get. So that's it, really. I'm not really interested. Like we'll go low, but like again, it's the profit. If I'm going to get 10 sales a month and each sale is going to give me $1 profit, it's probably not worth my time. But if I'm going to get 2 sales per month and each sale is going to make me $30, $40 profit, I'll do that. That's what I'm interested in. So definitely we're looking at demand, sales, but not always like what you might think is in one individual metric. There are a few things we'll consider, and generally it's the profit. Mr. Sean Gilbert, massive action. 1 second, need water. So hi, 2 staff couldn't work today, including Charlie. I had to do some proper work today, Tom, doing boxes of people's prep. Felt like I'm going back 2 years when I was working my ass off before a team. Yeah, hey man, I just want to say, well done to you. By the way, you keep your business going, you're driving forward. This is what a business is about. Some people are like, no, I'm not going to do it. Like when you just, the one thing people don't realize is that when you run a business, especially with a team, you're ultimately responsible for everything. It's not like, oh, you can switch off and go home. No. Like the buck always stops with you. You're the only person who can do it. So that's really, really interesting. So well done, Sean. Honestly, absolutely smashing it. Really, really well done. So what you got to hear, and why are you stopping Q4 orders? Still 2 weeks left. Okay, so not stopping orders. We do FBA, so we stop purchasing Q4 products. So like Christmas-related products, things that need to be sold before the 25th, we want to get them. They need to be done, purchased. We had to get them shipped by today. Today was the last day, so that was it. So now no more buying of Christmas-related stock. That's what I'm really trying to explain. So I hope that kind of makes sense. So Warren kind of said, when sourcing, is there a certain level of demand your VA looks for? And what do we got here? So say, for example, if it sells 50 sales a month, yeah, again, so it's going to be like what I sell. That's a really big point. Like, am I going to sell? And by the way, I'm going to also look at like how much profit I'm going to make per sale. That's an important point as well. Give me 2 seconds. My computer's just getting a bit hot. Let me see if I can just change the setting. I hope it's not on battery saver mode. No, it's not. It's on charging to infinity saver mode. So that's why I'm a bit. So I think for us, we're looking at sales per month. that I'm going to make, not the listing itself. Hope that makes sense. But Warren, let me know anything particular that you're struggling with. That I kind of like, I can help you out. So I want to quickly jump over to the gram. If you guys are on the gram, I can see it right here. Instagram, I'm watching you. I appreciate it's pretty late on a Friday night. And what's going on? So Jack Reese, says, I just want to say thank you. Had an issue with IP the other week. You pointed me in the direction of Jeff and it helped out a lot. Cool. Honestly, glad I could help. Honestly, really glad I could help you that one. That's, like, I think IP complaints are a real problem we have. It's fine. But I think, these things just kind of going through that process, speaking to the right people really helps out. Lots of people will tell you, like, look, at the end of the day, you can do it yourself. Lots of people are going to say, don't do it, don't pay for it. Like, just send this thing in. It's fine. But I just think kind of things like when the risk is so big that you could lose your account, it's not worth it. Just pay a bit of money, get it done, and then carry on making the money. That's it. It's just not worth the hassle. So glad you got Jeff's details. Really, really good. So Jazz J97, Jack Reese, give me a thumbs up or something. Absolutely love that. Jazz J97, yes, I'm interested in hiring a VA. What's the wait time on hiring with them? As far as I'm aware, right now there's no wait time. The team are pretty good. They're on it and they know what's going on. So like, we do pre-hiring if you want to know, so we kind of know what demand's going to be like, so we kind of have it ready. So literally, if you speak to the team and then pay, I think they'll turn it around within like a few days, maybe a week tops. That's it. Your VA will probably turn around pretty quick. My team will tell you when you meet Jazz J7. So I hope that's good. Give me a thumbs up if you like the live. I'll drop the questions down below. Am's Dealist and Garrick Woodworking has joined. Hey guys, let me know if you've got questions down below. On Instagram, I can see it. I'm here. Instagram, I can see it. Absolutely fine. So let's kind of jump back onto things. Hassan has asked, how do you order big quantities in the USA? Increase the quantity. Order more. Is it like, quantity 20, quantity 50? Or maybe do 10 and then 10 again and then another 10. So it's not very hard. Like, by the way, if you have enough staff, anything's possible. If I had 1 million staff, they all bought one each, like a million stock. It's not very hard. But I probably wouldn't recommend doing that way. Jazz J97, perfect. And Garrick Woodworking, hello, back to you too. Facebook user has come in. And by the way, I was just talking to the guys on Instagram. I can see you down here, so I'm watching you. So Facebook user said, do you do private label? No. All OA, online arbitrage. So in Amazon, you generally have a couple of ways of selling. You have selling other people's products. And the majority of that time, it's going to be like RA, OA, wholesale, or drop shipping. And then you have selling your own product, which will probably be private label. Don't do private label. Used to do a bit of wholesale. Don't do it anymore. Never really done RA. Now only do OA. Always OA. All these like $1 million in the US and 3 million in the UK is all OA. And then the final one is it's going to be just OA. That's it. So I think Garrick Woodworking is acting up right now. Seems to be frozen. It could be me. Sorry, my computer seems a bit hot. I can see that. Or it could be the internet connection. Hope not. We'll see how it goes. So, yeah, it keeps freezing for you. Interesting. Let me know, Garrick. If there's any questions I can answer, let me know. If anyone else is having like freezing, like my screen's going, let me know. Or is it just on the Instagram? It could be like the technology we're using. See how it goes. Right, let's kind of go through. Massive action. I love cashback. Getting hundreds a month by my energy company too in personal account. Well done. Covers my cheap bills and food and flipping company wages over and over again. In the meantime, making thousands. Sean, interesting question for you is like you're making obviously some good money. What are you going to do with it? What's the long-term game plan? Are you buying property? Are you buying another business? What are you looking at doing? That'd be very interesting. Understanding more about that. That'd be a very interesting conversation. So let me know down below if that's something that you're doing. And obviously, let me know down below what you're doing. But cashback's great. I absolutely love cashback. And I think, it's one of the things that really just kind of help grow your business, help give you that juicy bonus. Like, my God, I could live off cashback. I pretty much do, but I don't take it all. So if you're on Instagram, I can see you, by the way, down here. And Garrick Woodworking. I signed off my Wi-Fi. I hope that helps. I hope so too. 4G, hashtag 5G for the win. Guys, if you've got questions, drop them down below. Give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying the live. But Sean Gilbert's loving his cashback. I absolutely love it. I really agree as well. I think I looked at my top cashback and it was multiple 5 figures that I've achieved. which is great. We've just hit 15,000 in Quidco, which is great, and obviously I'll grow the other side. So yeah, let's go to PT over in YouTube. Hey PT, Jamie Edge01 has joined on Instagram. Hey Jamie Edge, I can see you working out in the gym. Let me know if you've got questions, drop them down below. I can see them on the old Instagram. I'm watching. So PT had mentioned, hey, I've been doing OA for 4 months now and I'm looking to scale. Do you have any advice on loan options? So I'm assuming you've used up all the money. So loan options are an option. Generally speaking, Amazon probably doesn't give you loans until like the first year. Sometimes there are exceptions, but that's what we generally see. I don't know. I'm not Amazon lending, so I can't tell you why. But it's just what we see. I'm only explaining what I see. So generally about a year. The other ones you can look at are like PayPal loans, business loans. But 9 times out of 10, because you haven't traded for more than a year, they won't loan you money. It's a real problem. The other ones you can look at are credit cards. Amex is really good. Capital on Tap's another one. Just be aware with Capital you have a personal guarantee. I'm hoping obviously that you're not losing money in your business, and so the net result is that you never need that. I have a Capital on Tap. We have £100,000 in credit line on it, so there is a personal guarantee under that. So just be careful or be mindful of that. I think the other one is what else? Yeah, I think that's probably going to be about it. And I think the final one is going to be, really the majority of the time it's going to be you who are like probably taking more personal debt, which will be like personal loans, personal guarantee. If you go to the bank right now, I don't know if I've had friends who do this. They go to the bank and say, "Hi, I'd like to take a personal loan to help build my business to make me more money." The bank will go like, "No, I'm not going to do that." But if you go to the bank and say, "Hi, can I have a loan to buy a car?" Obviously, a liability. They'll be like, "Yeah, sure, no problem. You can have a loan for a liability." Like stupid. So the idea is that a lot of people have done that. They've gone to the bank and said, "Hey, I want to get a loan to buy a car," and then use that to put it in their business because it works. So these things do happen. So let's kind of go through Phil Poll over Instagram. Hi, hey as well. So let's going to jump through. Massive Action says personal. And then Fizzy Jizzy, hey Tom, what do you do when there's duplicate listings of the same product? Which should you go for? Generally speaking, I would probably go for the one whereby, look, if they're both selling, I'd go for in decent amounts. I'd go for the one that's most profitable. But generally, when you find multiple listings, one's going to be like a really high selling Amazon item, and the other one's really not going to be selling. It might do a couple of units per month, and you'd be like, I think the thing I'd say for you is like at the end of the day, you're just doing it on like what works within your business. And if there's another listing which is going to be an option to sell, then you can still sell on it. It's absolutely fine. At the end of the day, you just want to make sure that it meets the 3 criteria: it's profitable, you've got a good return on your investment (ROI), and is actually going to sell at that price. That's important. If it meets that, fine. It's up to you. You can choose, but obviously you can't choose once you've shipped it in. So you have to choose before you ship it in. Hope that makes sense, Fizzy Jizzy. Let me know down below. Hit the like button. So yeah, Mr. Massive Action, I asked you, what are you going to spend all this money on? And you said property. Happy for 2 or 3 cheap properties like my house you went to and create another income. Hope you're prepared though, Tom. Big crash coming. What's your thoughts and opinion? Yeah, interesting. Big crash coming. Obviously people are worried about that. I do understand, cost of living in the UK right now. My sister is like, Tom, it's cold in the UK right now. We've not got the heating on. She's like showing me all these little gadgets she's buying to, save money and stuff, or save heating bills. I feel, and so do, like right now I'm in Mexico City and it's hot. So I don't know, is there a big crash coming? I don't know. I could never predict that. But will there a big crash come at some point in the future? Yeah, of course. It's just, economics, ups and downs always happen. Do I think there will be deals to have on the properties? Yes, in the UK, but generally I don't think anything more than like 20, maybe 30% if you're lucky, unless a certain area gets really affected by some reason. But I do think there's an opportunity. If you want to know, Sean, one of my goals this year is to probably buy 2 to 3 properties, but I might be looking in the US as opposed to the UK. The one thing I'm looking at is kind of like the asset, the currency conversion is like, whoa, like the pound keeps going down. So I think maybe it might not be an area. So maybe looking in the US, maybe looking to do that, see how it goes. But it has to put it into a company. Wouldn't do it on my personal name. But I think, kind of just some nice cash flowing assets that will generate something. Take some of this money, put it into property. Happy days. Don't know. See how it goes. Maybe make another business. Hashtag no pressure. Guys, if you're on the live, do drop your questions down below. If you're on Instagram, drop your questions down below. I can see them down here. I am watching. I can see your lives down here. So let me have a quick look. Danton, hi. Sorry if I ask this again. Don't worry, it's fine. But when I apply to get ungated, do you have to use your residential or prep center address to match the invoice on the Amazon Seller Central account? I think we've done it with both. Like, one will be a shipping address. Like, generally on your invoice will probably have like where the billing address or the billing address and the ship to address. So, like, I don't think it's been a big issue for us. It's been a while since I've been ungated. Like, I had to go through the process. But like, if you had to put, like, if it asks you to, I don't think it asks you to put one in. But like, so long as it's an address on file for your company, it could be the prep center address, it could be the billing address. But I'd probably just make a note. Submit the document. If they come back, circulate, and then like if they say no, sorry, address is wrong, circulate and go, this is my business, my business's warehouse address. That's why we ship things there. Like, it's still the business, if that makes sense. So you should be fine. We've not really had that problem, but I don't think you've had a real problem. Like, we've not seen it either. As long as the address is like one of your ship to addresses or like fulfillment, collection addresses, you'll be fine. Just gonna jump over to Instagram. We've got OK5664. Hey, good to see you. And Showstopper112. Good to see you too. And Garrick Woodworking as well. So let me know if you've got questions on the Instagram. I will answer them. They're down here. Let's kind of jump through. So CJ Passive Income's journey. So I've got a question. I have a USA bank and I'm now on the page of tax information. Can I send a print screen of the options to pick? I have a limited company in the UK. I'm not a tax advisor, CJ. I'm not a tax advisor. So if you've got a US bank and if you've got a limited UK company, you'd be like a foreign-owned or foreign entity, not a foreign-owned entity. It'd be a foreign entity. That'd be what the kind of guess would be. You'd have to speak to your accountant. You'd have to speak to your accountant. That'd be like my advice or recommend, or even call the bank and say, what should I put under? But if you're a UK limited company and you're opening a USA bank account, it'd be a foreign entity. That would be it. Hope that makes sense. So massive action. As I wait, I've kept living off low wages and flip my money and creating multiple income streams. I have low liabilities. About to sneeze. Pardon me. I have low liability, as you know. Yeah, great. Sean, you've done, honestly, inspirational. You've done amazing work with what you're doing. Multiple income streams, low liabilities, really, really like it. So, honestly, really, really well done. Absolutely think you've done a fantastic job flipping that money and reinvesting into your Amazon business. Honestly, great work. Let's kind of jump through. So, Sean, obviously, where are you looking to buy your properties? Let me know down below. Let me know where your properties are going to be buying from. Okay, Babladella, let me know. I'm using Mercury Bank as you advised, cool. But I find transactions I didn't make. I couldn't define who was responsible for this. Did you have the same problem with Mercury? What did you suggest? I think for you, the real question comes is like, what we do is we create multiple virtual cards. Like, if you've got fraud transactions, you need to be speaking to Mercury, like what's going on. But we create multiple virtual cards, and each card will have a limit, and every week we cancel those cards and reissue new ones, so we don't get this. Sometimes it does happen. The US has so many problems with like people misusing cards or using the card details. We've seen it thousands of times. So I think for you, like, the one thing just to be mindful of is that create virtual cards multiple and then like cancel them every week and then issue new ones and use that. That's what we do. Like, my ops manager does it, and then what do we do? My ops manager does it, and then we say, look, I don't know where I'm going. Oh my God. My ops manager does it for my purchasers. So my purchasing managers get different cards every week, and then we delete the old ones and then issue new ones every week. And by the way, each purchasing manager will probably get 3 cards. Each card has a £3,000 limit per day. And so that if one card gets like fraud, then they can only max out £3,000. The reason is just getting refunds comes a bit of a pain. So I hope that makes sense. I'm just saying thank you. Yes, I hope that makes sense. So let's kind of go through Instagram. Garrick on woodworking. If you guys are on the gram, I can see you down here. Garrick Woodworking. At what point do you feel it's good to begin paying yourself? Generally speaking, what services do you use to make multiple virtual cards? So that'd be Mercury, that's bank in the US. It's not ideal. If you can, any bank, some banks do and some banks don't. Generally, the new ones. So, at what point do you feel it's a good point to pay yourself? Number one, you've got to be profitable. Number two, I think your business should be making more than double the amount of money you want to pay yourself. So if I want to pay myself $1,000, I should be making at least $2,000. Why? Because if I take out all my profits, then my business will slow down, not even grow. So I hope that makes sense. It's really got to be. Generally, most people say it's about a year to 18 months after they started. Let's go through. So Garrett Woodworking, that'd be it. Yeah, it'd be about, once you made the money. Jamie Ledge says you missed my question. Jamie, I can't see it. Whoa! I'm trying to have a look. Jamie Ledge. Jamie, I can't see it. Honestly, I'm looking through. I can't see your question. Please drop it again. Drop it again. Sorry, Jamie. Billy Evans, thanks for your help. Got engaged in groceries. Weird thing is I sent the application off and literally 2 to 3 minutes later I got approved. Thanks a million for your help. Couldn't have done it without you. Hashtag excited. Write me a really good review or hit the thumbs up button. I'm sure it's a thumbs up button. But yeah, honestly, glad I could help you. Obviously, if you want a VA, come speak to VA Academy 2.0. But part of the thing. So obviously, I'm happy to support you guys. Obviously, keep it up. Jamie Les, I'll retype on the gram. If you guys are on Instagram, I can see you. I'm here to support you. You're going to retype in 1 second. Cool. No problem. More than happy to do that. Let's kind of jump through. So, Billy, glad I could help you out. Keep up the great work. Keep smashing business. I look forward to seeing this soon. So, let's go. CJ Passive Income is coming through. So, this is not for the bank. Oh, okay. Sorry. I think you said in the last one it's for the bank. Yeah, sorry, because you said, I have a US bank and now I'm on the page for tax information. So I inferred that you meant about the bank account itself for the bank, not for Amazon Seller Central. So I have a foreign government controlled entity, integral part, international organization, simple trust guarantor. I don't know. I don't do that. I have that company there is a US company trading on Amazon USA. This is a UK company in the USA. Again, I'm really going to stress you should speak to an accountant. From what you're telling me, it's not a trust. Could be I'm not a tax accountant. I'm really going to recommend foreign government controlled entity would sound about right because a limited company is an entity, but it's foreign owned, foreign controlled. That's fine. Yeah. England, but it's incorporated. That would be my thoughts. But again, I'm not an accountant. I really recommend speaking to an accountant. Also, would you say Pioneer is good for a US bank for Amazon, or do you have any suggestions? Check out Mercury. No, because you've got a UK limited company. Mercury won't work. You can use Wise, TransferWise. I think they'll create you one. That's work. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Check out TransferWise. Just going to jump over to the gram quickly, guys. If you've got questions, drop them down below. Jamie Edge, down here. I can see you. Cool. He says, hi, Tom. How good is the STK repricer and how much is it? I have around 20 ASINs active at any time now, struggling to even tell the pricing. Look, they're all okay. None of them are amazing. It works. It's not very expensive. I think it's fine. I think, if I was you, Jamie, we released a video quickly called 3 months free or something. It's a really good video. You can get 3 months worth of repricing for free by daisy chaining around them. You might want to try them all. You can do it. I probably wouldn't. I just do a simple repricer. Be Cool, STK, absolutely fine. I think it's about £60 per month. $60, £60. Use a trial. You can use the trial. That works fine. But I like it. It works. It does automations. I'm a really big fan of automations, and I think that's the thing that we do. So yeah, that's the only thing that I'll do. So you can definitely do it. If you're building up your inventory stack, getting more than 20 ASINs, absolutely fine. Jamie Lidge, if that answers your question down below, I like it. I think it'd be good for you. I like the P&L part of it as well. It has the P&L, so check that out. And Garrett Woodworking, what buy box percentage ownership do you avoid a listing down here? We don't. If it's Amazon, we'll probably avoid it. But if it's a third-party seller, we don't really care. We just get in. So we just kind of get involved and do that, kind of get that selling. So we don't avoid the listing at all. It's only for Amazon. That's the only reason why I avoid. So long as we can get in there and get the price low, that's good. That's all we're after. Let's kind of go through massive action. So Mr. Sean Gilbert is looking for local property near himself, but only in a crash, otherwise going to keep investing the money elsewhere. I personally think this crash will be big, but see the good side opportunity anywhere if it does. Yeah, there's so much opportunity. There really is. Like, I think there is so much opportunity going on, but there always is, especially in a crash. Like, there's money to be made. I was watching what's it called? Real estate properties in the US, especially around Las Vegas. They went from 250 down to 70,000, and then 5 years later they were back to 250 again. You're like, what? You 4x your house price in 5 years? 4x. That's incredible. Not even doubled. 4x. It's incredible. So you're looking 30% deposit per property, 7% loan to value. Yeah, I'd look at 25% deposit, 75% loan to value under a limited company. Even if my house against it, say banks will lend me, strongly believe in property debt crash. Yeah, I really understand. I agree. I think it'd be something that I'll do as well. And Jamie Ledger on Graham says, I'll give it a try. If you're on Instagram, I can see it right here. I'll see how it goes. Yeah, fantastic. Do try it out on Woodwork. Do you feel that the strategy works even if you're a small buyer? Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's about buy box and price. As long as you're doing FBA, so it's about FBA and then price, and it will price first, really. So if you're FBA and you're a professional seller, and your price is competitive, you should be getting some of that buy box. 99% of the time, we always get the buy box, and it's worth it. So even as a small seller, I think you'd be fine. Billy Evans, if there's more stock in 3 month estimate sales, would you still go for a product? Especially if you have a lot of wiggle room to lower the price. Yeah, maybe. It depends what's going on in the listing. If there's a lot of stock on the listing and I'm pretty close to my break even, I'd be like, no. But if I have a massive amount to drop that price, yeah, I'd probably get involved. It then depends on the product. Also as well, one thing to understand is when the price drops, sales generally go up. So if it's selling 20, 30 units a month, and the price crashes could go to 50, which might change your 3 month estimation. Something to consider. But Billy Evans, great point, by the way. Boa Badilla. Sorry, I'm really bad with names. Let's go through. Is it a good idea to sell on eBay and Walmart at the same time with Amazon? How about bill listing and selling on Canada and Mexico from USA warehouses? Yeah, you can. I would say no. I wouldn't do any of it. I don't do any of it. We build these two. We just do simplicity. We only sell the same. We sell all one products on the one marketplace. That's it. That's all we're doing. That's all I'm interested in right now. I think you could. I think if you're doing wholesale, possibly, but I probably wouldn't say I don't think it's worth it. Why? Because your supply is the problem, not your supply is the problem. Getting enough products, that's the problem. So for me, I wouldn't do it. We stopped doing it. We stopped wholesale this year as well. We want to make it really, really simple. So I hope that makes sense. Garrett Woodworking, if that helped, hit the like button. Let me know down below on Instagram. I can see you on Instagram here. CJ, would you recommend Awesome for an accountant? If not, which one would you recommend for an econ accountant? I've heard mixed reviews about Awesome. Some people really like them. Some people are like, not at all. I don't know. They grew up. They expanded very, very quickly. I've not heard anything negative recently, but you can definitely try them. We use a company called Ecom Accountants. If you go fasttrackfba.com/tools, TOOLS, you will see the accountants that we use. I know the owner. We've used them for 5 years. It's up to you. It's really up to you. Accounting's a service, especially if you're doing arbitrage, it becomes a lot more administration. And obviously, CJ, if you're looking to do USA, you're going to need accountant, or I don't know how that works. Speak to them about USA as well, the cost involved. OSM seem pretty good, but their costs go up pretty big once you get bigger. That's one of the big things I was aware of. But they're pretty good to start with. Sean Gilbert, people also don't realize you can even do well being a startup company building a business in a crash. Agreed. You're lean, nimble, able to adapt to the market. For me to change, it's quite hard. For someone new, they can do it quite easy because their company's small. It's them. So if people lose jobs, we can help them, Tom, start a company selling online. Yeah, agreed. I'm my God, you've been helping people for a long time. You've been inspirational in your videos and your journey and what you're doing. I think that's such an important point. And even today, people are like, what? When I buy from Amazon, I'm not actually buying from Amazon. I'm buying from people us guys. That's a really interesting point. So I think the question I kind of say is wow, there's so much opportunity to make money in this place. So yeah, always it's just keep hustling. You'll find the way eventually. But wow, it really works. People don't see the hustle; they see the result, and they go, "Why haven't I got the result? It's not fair." It's because they haven't done the hustle. It's hard. It's that's the nature of it. It's always changing. Welcome to the reality of the world. Let's go through CJ. That store that you gave has the GP one. Is it selling in the USD? Okay, what? That store you have, this one here, is that selling in USA? If so, why is it showing the GP and what's not? Two different companies. Great question. Two different companies. I actually have three companies. Fast Track FBA being the third. So this company is my first one, built it 5 years ago. My Amazon UK business. So it's the last 12 months. It's actually like 3.4 now or something. So this is the UK business. We buy from the UK, we sell in the UK. It's a UK limited company. Doesn't do eBay, doesn't trade in Europe, doesn't do EFN. That's it. It's just Amazon UK. That's it. We've got a big team that run that, all VAs in the Philippines from the VA Academy 2.0. This one is another company we created about 16 months ago, I think it is now. I documented my journey. I said I wanted to copy what I'd done in the UK into the US. We literally created a whole LLC, in the USA. I documented it on my Fast Track FBA resources, courses, getting started on selling what I'm in the USA. I talked about my corporate structure, everything that I'm doing, how it all works. So that one's a US company. We actually incorporated in USA, US bank accounts, everything like that. And then the other one we've got now is Fast Track FBA, and that's obviously another company. So that's a UK limited company. So we have three companies, and that only does USA, that only does UK, and then Fast Track FBA does like the world. So yeah, so I hope that makes sense. So like, no, that one doesn't sell in USA, and that one doesn't sell in the UK. We have one company per marketplace, and that's what we sell on. That works. Hopefully we'll do Germany one day, but probably like 2 years at the rate we're going. You can make so much money online. Damn right you can. Think how much revenue is done online. All you need to do is a small percentage. It's incredible. I know people doing like tens, hundreds of millions. It's absolutely incredible. Let's go through. What's your strategy to get reviews for your seller account? Look at Fast Track FBA YouTube channel and just type in new seller reviews. Trust me, that's what you want to do, because there's a video that I used on, what do you call it? There's a video I created called How to Use Seller Board for Getting New Reviews from New Seller Accounts. Trust me, you want to do that. It's just simple. It's an automated process. Really, really works. You want to do it. So check that out. CNRGLM22 on Instagram. I can see you. Say hey. Let me know if you've got any questions down below. I'll say I'm watching. And so let's kind of jump through. So yeah, that video on my YouTube channel about how to get reviews for a new seller, absolutely fine. Or how to get seller reviews. Type in seller reviews under my YouTube channel, you'll find it. M. Island, should we rely on tools? Because when I list a product, IP checker shows me no IP complaint on that product, but after 10 days, it shows the product is a known IP complaint. How to tackle this? So like, if I kind of give you an idea, if right now Russia isn't at war with Ukraine, okay, and then tomorrow Russia's at war with Ukraine, things change. It does happen. Like the tool doesn't know the future, and it's up to the brand to do the complaint. And once the brand does the complaint, the IP complaints get logged. So, it can only tell you what it knows at that moment in time within reason. So, and like, what you got to realize is that it was never going to be 100% perfect. What it will do is help reduce down the chances of you getting them, but you're still going to get them. Welcome to life selling on Amazon. IP complaints happen. Even when you're doing it legit, even when you've spoken to the brand and say, can I sell your thing? Someone else on that brand is probably going to log an IP complaint because they didn't get the memo. Like, it happens. So unfortunately it does happen, but like, just because the tools help, but they're not perfect. And then you use services like Seller Basics and Jeff to support you. Hope that makes sense. Oliver Hayward, what made you stick it out and continue to grow your business even at the hardest of times? Great question. I think the real question comes is, when you talk about like a job, a lot of people talk about a job is like, look, what's kind of the long-term game? The long-term game is you work 40 hours a week for 40 years to live off. People say like 40% of your income when you were working, so that now you can go and enjoy the rest of your life. And I kind of just got a bit sick of the kind of like Monday to Friday, here's what's going on, like come to work, go home, go out on the weekends and party. And I get that. And I was kind of like, I don't want this life. Like, I really don't. I want a life whereby, like, I'll work really hard for 5 years and then I'll have a much nicer life. And ironically, 5 years ago is like, when I started. And, it's been hard. But my God, on that journey, I've lived in Vietnam for 2 years. I've lived in Thailand for 2 years. But I think the really big thing is like, this graph is a really good one. Let's say, for example, if half of this graph, I wasn't making enough money to live, that wasn't the case. And I wasn't even I'm not taking money out of this company. But if that was the case, you'd say, even if I was only making like, I don't know, this is 50,000, and 50,000 is my break-even point. Now I have enough money to take out to pay myself. But it's like, well, even if I was only making 10,000, then 50, and then 20, like each month, and it was going up slowly, you're like, I know where it's going. And if it keeps going like this, I just need to stick in there for another 5, 10 more months. And then bang, I'm now going to be where I need to be. But then it's not about that. It's not about like, now I've got enough money to live off. It's about, where will I be in a year's time? And I can always see that. And I can see that. I can see like, wow, like right now in my life, I spend more like, I'll show you, like, this is my Marriott Bonvoy. I'm going on holiday soon to Marriott Bonvoy. I'm going on a hotel to Marriott. Get it right, Tom. I'm going on holiday soon to Cancun. And one of my goals this year was to travel more. And what was my measurable behind it? To stay more times in hotels. So this year, I spent 53 nights in Marriott hotels, which is absolutely incredible. And then on top of that, I think I spent another I don't know. Let's look at Hilton. When it wants to load, my account. Yeah, I don't know if you can really see, but there it says like 13 nights. So you talk about that, it's 52 plus 13, that's 65 nights. That's over 2 months I've spent in hotels. This year, I've flown on more flights than I can believe. I've done first class many times, business class many times. In 1 year, I've built another 7-figure company. We've got this 7-figure company. I'm off to Cancun for a week now. I'll go to the Philippines next week. I've just booked like 6 business class flights over there and back again. And it's like, and by the way, that's still not where it will end. Like, that's a really nice life. Like, 5 business class, stay in 5-star hotels, all paid for. 2 months this year I spent I think that's incredible. And by the way, it's not going to end. It's like, if I keep going, like, it'd be like, oh man, I've got to fly business class. It's going to be really difficult. Why can't I fly first? Why can't I fly private? And I'm not saying that you should do, but I'm just saying, like, what makes you stick it out is because you see that growth. And even if today is bad, you know where it's going. And like, my choice is, do I wait 3 months, 3 years now when it's hard? But I know in 3 years' time, the life is going to be okay. And in 4 years' time, life's going to get good. And then 5 years' time, it's going to get great. And then 6 years' time, it's going to be amazing. In 7 years' time, people are going to tell me, that's impossible. I don't know how you've done it. You must have been stealing from someone. Or do I work 40 years? I'm like, it's a no-brainer. Absolute no-brainer. So hope that makes sense. Great question, Oliver. Really great question. Let me know down below if you've got more questions. Massive action. I do eBay. Going to speak to an accountant too. If I can get lodgers, can earn 7,000 more tax-free with lodgers, and get one that does my merchant orders. I love it. I think you need to tidy the house, Sean. Not going to lie. I don't think it's very tidy right now. But I do get your point. Yeah. Like, a lot of people, by the way, they buy a house and they live in like the basement and then rent the house out through Airbnb, and it works really, really well. Jadelo, if I don't hear JDelio1, if you're on Instagram, I can see you right there. Drop me a question. If you've got any questions down below, I am watching on the gram. Going to jump through Jay-Z passive income journey. Crazy. So you've made more money in the UK than USA. The struggle I have at the moment is sourcing products. I'm finding way more products in the USA. Yeah, you're right. Like by the way, it's easier to find products in the USA than the UK. And I'm just going to share this with you. And if I look at profitability wise, these are my numbers for this week. I'm just going to show you. So my team are doing a 38.4% estimated ROI, and they spent £22,000, which is great, but the ROI is much better. Jump over to the UK, by the way, we've got a much bigger team. We've got a 25.4% ROI this week, and we spent £82,000. So, but I just have a really big team. So that's the kind of what's going on. So yeah, it's really 2 things. Number 1, I've been doing it for longer. Number 2, I have a bigger team. That's it. But I do believe that the USA will become bigger in maybe 2 years' time. But I say that, and I say maybe, because we really know, we've really learned what we're doing. We've learned the controls. We know what's happening. And this year's been a bit of a slow burner. We've actually slowed down to what we did last year in Q4. But I generally believe we're going to do, we're going to grow massively. 8 figures in the UK, I wouldn't say no to. I think that could be realistically achieved within 2 years. So, like 3 million now, maybe 7 million, 5 million, 6 million next year, and then maybe if you do it right with funding and the team, you could push it even more. So yeah, I hope that kind of makes sense. Massive action. Then I only do RA and outsource everything else. I love RA. I know you love it. Getting in your van, driving around, having some Burger Kings. I remember that. Oh, Boots value meals, but also buys me meals outside my town. Yeah, I love it. I never get hungry. Save me so much more money personally. Yeah. No, I understand. Sean, honestly, you play it very smart and you do it very you keep your costs as low as possible. It's absolutely incredible. I'm bad. I spend a lot of money on just things I shouldn't do. I've not cooked dinner for a year. It's really bad. We buy in meals, prep, meal prep services. We use those, but it helps. I think it's very good. It's good food, good diet, and it means I don't have to worry about cooking. I can just work a bit more. So if I want to, it's absolutely fine. Let's go and jump through CJ passive income. Do you also use inventory labs, or do you use your inventory profits? So we use SDK, Seller Toolkit, and we also use the Ultimate Sourcing Sheet. SDK is really for profitability. Ultimate Sourcing Sheets for all the sourcing. That's the product that I made, fasttrackfba.com/USS. We use that, and that really, really helps out. It's got an API connection to Amazon, and it just makes us be a lot faster. So that's a really big point. So yeah, I think that's a really good thing. So inventory labs we've tried, we stopped using it in the US. We still use the USS and SDK in the USA as well. So yeah, good question. Did you achieve the 4-hour work week or not? What does that take to achieve? Yeah, my God, I'm off to Cancun next week, and I'll be on No, I tell you what, I'll be on a bit more. I'm probably going to do about 4 hours of marketing for FTF because I've let my marketing manager go, so I have to do some work. But yeah, I have to do quite a bit on marketing next week, 4 hours. I'll be on holiday. But ops wise, I should have 3 hours of ops meetings. 1 hour, so 1 hour of moving money, 1 hour of FTF ops, 1 hour of Amazon ops, and then I'm done. But I might cancel the 2 ops meetings. I don't think I'd need them. I'll just do it when I come back. My team can run without me for a week. But I think for you, the 4-hour work week, yeah, fine. But I think the real question comes is I think everyone should try and aim to get their business so it can be operated on a 4-hour work week. I'm not saying you're going to do that all the time. I don't. I get it so that I can run it down to 4-hour work week when I need to. Next year in January, I'm going to be in the Philippines, so I need to be able to operate this business on a very small number of hours. I'm traveling a lot. But I do believe that you should do that. Why? Because then that frees you up to do other work, working on the business, not in the business, making it better. If you are always required to be in the business, like purchasing stock, then what does that mean? It means you can't ever take time off. You can't stop, and your business is reliant on you. And then it's really a job. So I think that's a really important point. You need to be able to hire a team, VA Academy 2.0 to do all these tasks for you. Then it becomes a real business. So yeah, the 4-hour work week, fine, absolutely fine. It's going to go through. So you only do OA. Yeah, all these are just 100% OA. I actually tell that's probably about 100K, 140K wholesale, but we stopped doing wholesale. So in Q3 we were doing wholesale, and then we stopped it in Q4. So we're just clearing it all down. If so, that is crazy. I struggle with OA a lot, but wholesale is doing good at the moment. Yeah, we did it the other way. Wholesale was okay. We just found the margin wasn't as good. It's a bit more hassle, and it wasn't what we thought. Let's just double down on OA. So we completely stopped OA wholesale and moved straight back over to OA, the whole teams. We only had one of the 5 teams doing wholesale, and now we have 6 teams doing OA, and yeah, it's all OA. I think we can keep doing that absolutely fine. We'll grow that. I thought about doing maybe another business in Germany, but my God, not yet. I've got too much going on in my life. So yeah, let's kind of jump through. Oliver Hayward, I think the problem is with me, the environment is very comfortable. Classic, absolutely classic. Yeah, I think the problem with me is my environment is very comfortable, which is making me not go further with the business, which it should be. Any tips from myself going back to my first question I said? What's the first question? What made you stick it out? Yeah, what made you stick it out? 2 things. It's a massive classic one. If the environment you're in right now isn't helping you get where you want to be, then something needs to change. And you already know the answer. I don't even need to say it, but the answer is your environment needs to change. That's it. Because it's the classic one, isn't it? It's I'm getting a bit fat, but working in McDonald's is so easy and I just get loads of free food. But it's like I'm getting fat and it's causing a problem. And you're like, you need to stop working at McDonald's and stop eating the food. Like, it might be the case. The answer is you need to stop eating the food. But like, because you're so close to it, it's so easy, and the environment is just making it easy for you to eat the bad food. So the idea is to stop working at McDonald's, change the environment, and you'll probably lose weight. It just happens. So, like, what did I do in that situation? Every time I got in this situation with like the environment got easy, everything got easy, I just changed my environment. I moved to Thailand when I kind of very early on. My business was failing because I was partying too much in Thailand. I left. I went to Vietnam for 2 years. Vietnam was okay. My business was pretty okay then by that point. Or outsourced, we're doing 4 hours a week, and my thing was like, I'm not growing. So my environment in Vietnam was very easy to work, but there just weren't very successful people. Not saying there aren't. There's a lot of successful people in Vietnam. There weren't people who were focused on Amazon within Vietnam. So what did I do? I changed. I went to somewhere else. So I went to met a friend in Lithuania. I met another friend in Gran Canaria. And then I moved over to this side. Why? Because I wanted to be around the Americans, because the Americans do Amazon to a much bigger level. And again, now, if you look at my journey, like growing the American one, like we've done it. We're just now on the American, we're speaking to the Americans. I know a lot more American sellers, big sellers. I've met people doing over 50 million a year. I've met people doing 10 million a year in OA only. And again, why? I've changed my environment. Like, there's a saying, and I say it like massively: environment equals destiny. If you want to change your destiny, change your environment. Fact. Do it. I promise you that. Right. Appreciate time. It's on the hour. I'm going to have to fire through. Oliver, great question. How much is your cost of living, would you say, like rent, food together? I'm not going to lie. Mine's quite like high. I probably spend about £3,000 a month. I pay myself about $4,000. That's it. So, but like my life's easy. So like, I don't really want to worry about anything. And, like I have my apartment, my computer. I travel a lot of it is business expenses. But life's quite good. But when I lived in Thailand, for example, £1,000 a month, live off fine, no problem. Like, you could do it out there. But I live in a capital city in Mexico, which is not the cheapest place. So, but the money I have now is fine, keeps me going. But I don't have to have that much. Like, I could live on a lot less, but I choose not to. SJ, do you want to achieve 5 million OA wholesale program? OA, just do OA, no problem. Like by the way, this is doing 3.4 million. So that's $4.5 million US dollars nearly. This is $1 million. We're already doing 5 million combined across them. We've already done it, and that's only OA. So I think you can get this up to 2 million easily. I think we can get this to 5 million. What's that? 7, 8, maybe 8 million US dollars. Fine. Let's going to go through. I have an Amex Business Gold Card arriving in the next 3 days. Should be good for cash flow. Struggling with that. Yeah. Spend all the money on the cash thing. Pay it off. Spend all the money. Pay it off. Spend all the money. Pay it off. Spend all the money. Cycle. Download my cash flow sheet. It does cost about £30, but trust me, changes the game. Get it. It makes a big difference. Look at my YouTube channel. Type in cash flow. Or go to my YouTube website, blogs, and then cash flow. Download the cash flow sheet. It's worth it. We use it in my business. Everyone who's used it has said, "Wow, it's really good. I didn't realize I needed it before I got it." We built it as part of the road to 1 million. It's something you really need to do. Massive action. I've sent wholesale orders to people's homes this Q4 to pet boxes to Amazon too. Only use a wholesale for Q4 though. Some products are expensive in the supermarket. Yeah, but they're going to sell out because they sell some fraudulent. Sean, you know what you're doing. You're a smart man. You'll think wholesale will be cheaper than supermarkets. It's not. That's the interesting thing. Everyone's like, how? How can wholesale be more expensive? You're like, welcome to the reality of life. But supermarkets are bigger in order. Yeah, I completely agree. Fantastic. Yeah, honestly, I love it. Guys, hit the thumbs up if you've got questions. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the like. I just want to say a really big thank you. If you're on Instagram, I can see you right here. I want to say a really big thank you to everyone who's joined. I'm going to answer CJ passive question and then jump off. So I need to get some more work done. And pack for Cancun next week. I fly out on Sunday. Going to be living 5-star all-inclusive, living the dream. My main question is, how do you manage cash flow? Usually, obviously, I'm getting the card and you take, cash flow sheet. You need to get my cash flow sheet. fasttrackfba.com. Go to the resources, blogs, and then cash flow. Do that. Trust me. I think that's what you're going to need to do. Do that. It can be really, really important. So, get my cash flow sheet. You're going to do it. And Kevin and how to escalate OA. I don't really know what you mean by that question, but come back on Monday and I'll talk to you then. Hopefully I'll have a mojito in hand and I'll be in my thing. Guys, hit the thumbs up. Let me know you like this live. Obviously, it just makes me keep doing them. And SJ, we just keep finding them. I have a good team, lots of sources. My main question is, how do you manage cash flow? Usually, obviously I'm getting that car, but usually ordering items takes, get my cash flow sheet, watch the video. By the way, you can go on YouTube, CJ, go on YouTube right now, type in cash flow into my thing, and you'll see the exact sheet, how I use it, and how I put my Amex cards in there. So watch the video on the cash flow sheet. Like, not trying to be rude, but like, watch it. That does it. Right, I do need to go. I need to get some work done. I hope that makes sense. Hit the like button. I will leave you to it. Stay safe, guys. Bye.